ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಪರಮಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. Good day. Today I am going to talk about three important characters of Mahabharata. Starting with Devayani, King Yayati and Sharmiste. We have to know that Devayani was the daughter of Shukracharya. Now, who is this Shukracharya? Shukracharya was the guru of Asuras or demons. Among the demons or the Asuras, there were two clans. One is Daityas and one is Danavas. And he had a daughter by name Devayani, who was extremely beautiful woman of her times. She was not only beautiful in terms of physical appearance, but it was also equally matched by her wit, her presence of mind, and her knowledge of Dharma Shastras. The relationship between Shukracharya and his daughter Devayani was so intense and affectionate that very few fathers and daughters would be like that. It is said. Anything and everything, Shukracharya was ready to accede to the requests of her daughter. And since this Shukracharya was also the guru of Daityas and Danava, there was a king by name Vrishaparva. It is said Sharmiste was also, if not more, equally as beautiful as Devayani. Since Devayani and Sharmiste were in the same age group, they used to hang out together with their servant maids. We have to understand that Sharmiste was the daughter of Vrishaparva, who was the king. Devayani was the daughter of Shukracharya, who was the guru for this Asura clan. Together, Sharmiste and Devayani grew up and they were good friends at the point of the story where we are coming. It so happened one day Sharmiste and Devayani, along with their routine of the servant maids, went to a forest nearby to play or to bathe or to enjoy themselves with nature by the side of a water stream. Obviously, having gone to the forest and a small rivulet being seen, they removed their clothes. With minimal clothing, they went into the stream to enjoy themselves. At this point, it so happened that Indra, the king of gods, assumed the form of a wind. Why he assumed a form of a wind is a different story. We will not go into this at this point of time. Indra assumed the form of a wind, and with great velocity he scattered the clothes of these girls, this Devayani, Sharmiste and their maids. When Sharmiste and others saw that their clothes are being scattered, they ran helter-skelter and they began wearing whatever was available, whatever they could lay their hands upon. And it so happened during this time that Sharmiste by mistake wore the dress of Devayani. And when Devayani came out with half-clad clothes, she could not find her clothes, and she began a childish type of quarrel with Sharmiste, though she was her friend, as to why Sharmiste has worn her clothes, that is Devayani's clothes. Sharmiste gave some answer, and there was a counter argument by Devayani, and this small argument between the two friends became a big issue and a bigger problem later, as we see during the course of our talk. Sharmiste is saying, who is your father Shukracharya? He begs his alms and he begs his daily necessities of life through my father, who is the king. It is my king who gives. Why are you so angry just that I have taken your clothes? For which Devayani gets more angry, and she says, see, for a guru you are telling like this, I will teach you a lesson. And so many things happened during these arguments. And we know that when people are angry, they are cool and say words which we really don't mean to and later on regret. Be it as it may, here the arguments and counter arguments was so severe that finally Sharmiste calls a couple of her maids and physically they take this Devayani with half-clad clothes and throw her into a well and they go away, saying that, thinking that she will die in that well. The Devayani was thrown into the well. It so happened the well did not contain water, and on the contrary, it was a shallow well, and there were a lot of thorns and shrubs which prevented Devayani's death. She was crying for help. At this point of time, a king who was on a hunting spree came to this well in search of water as he was thirsty. He heard the cries and he sees this beautiful half-clad young woman crying for help. And he asked, "Oh beautiful young lady, who are you and why are you in this state?" Devayani narrates the entire incident between herself and Sharmiste and how she came into this particular well. And she asks, Devayani asks the king, "O king, who are you?" "I am King Yayati from the Chandravamsha dynasty. I have come here for hunting and I heard your cries and that is the reason why I am here." Oh, Devayani says, "Okay, okay, you are a king, good for me." She stretches her beautiful right hand and says to the king, "O king, lift me up from your right hand, pull me out." Accordingly, King Yayati takes his right hand and pulls her out from the abandoned well. Once on the ground, Yayati, after some civil enquiries, says he will send a couple of his soldiers so that Devayani can go to Shukracharya's ashram or the palace. She says, Devayani says, no, since I am not going to my father's place, now I am going with you. You have to marry me. The reason being, since you have from your right hand, you have taken my right hand, that means panigraha is over. In the sense our marriage is done. So I am your wife. So whether you like it or not, I am coming with you as your wife. Yayati was aghast and he sees such a beautiful woman offering herself to the marriage, but his mind is troubled by her father's name, Shukracharya. Shukracharya was known to be the most powerful sage, ready to curse anyone for even the slightest provocation. So he said, no, I do not want to marry you for two reasons. One is just because I held your hands, I will not become your husband. And secondly, you are Shukracharya's daughter. I do not want to invite the wrath of the sage and invite curses on me. No, I am going, and he leaves her there and he goes away. Now Devayani is troubled because of two things. One is the way Sharmiste treated her, and secondly this King Yayati refusing to marry myself. I am such a beautiful woman. So she was very much troubled and she sat near underneath a tree near that well itself. Evening came. Shukracharya was waiting for his daughter, but no daughter came. Then he sends his servants to find out, and her whereabouts are known. Shukracharya himself comes and asks, "What is the issue? Why you are not coming home, and what is your avtara?" She narrates the incident that has happened with Sharmiste, and she says, "O father, unless Sharmiste is taught a lesson for her bad behavior, I am not stepping into the kingdom. Do whatever you may want." Here, Mahabharata details an extensive conversation between Shukracharya and his daughter Devayani. Shukracharya informing the Devayani and to the world in general how to behave with persons and what to do when you are angry and how to overcome that anger and also how to forgive those persons. It's a very elaborate section. for which Devayani, she was very well versed in the Dharma Shastras. She counters each and every argument or every point given by her father, and finally, Shukracharya agrees that Sharmiste needs to be taught a lesson for her bad behavior against Devayani. The king comes in search of Shukracharya. What happened to my guru? Where has he gone? And he sees this father-daughter duo sitting under the tree. And he has the reasons, and the entire reasons are again narrated to him. And Devayani says, unless I teach Sharmiste a lesson, I will not be stepping into the kingdom. And Shukracharya also says, unless my daughter comes to the kingdom, I am not coming. Now the king Vrishaparva is really a troubled guy, and finally he asked, what can I do to atone the sins or atone the mistake which my daughter Sharmiste has done to you? And Devayani says, see, Devayani and we were childhood friends, but now because of her bad behavior and the way she treated me, she has to become a servant maid to me for the rest of her life. Not only this, her 1,000 servant maids whom she is having, they also should become the servant maids of myself. If you are okay for this, and if Sharmiste agrees for this, then myself and my father will return to the kingdom. What do you say, father? Father says, yes, daughter, you are right. So the Vrishaparva goes back to his daughter, and he narrates all these things. And see the dharma, or see the character of Sharmiste here, that she says, for the good of my kingdom, for the welfare of my kingdom, for the welfare of my parents' relations and my subjects, I am willing to forego my queenly pleasures. I am willing to forego my queenly pleasures, and I will become servant maid of Devayani. Oh father, I am ready to do your bidding. And accordingly, from that day, Sharmiste with her 1,000 maids will become servant maids of Devayani, and Devayani and Shukracharya returns back to the kingdom. Here, one part of the story ends. Hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.